Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Wednesday, I believe. These days are running together very quickly, June 17th, 2020. Thanks as always for tuning in. As always, we'd like to give you guys the latest reports for COVID-19 deaths and cases in the world, in the US, and in the state of Florida. So, according to the World Health Organization is reporting over 8 million confirmed cases and over 440,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, according to the CDC, they're reporting over 2.1 million confirmed cases and over 116,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, according to the Florida Department of Health's dashboard, they're reporting over 82,000 confirmed cases and over 3,000 confirmed deaths now. Now, in a world story as it relates to COVID-19, Germany has launched its contact tracing app called Corona Warn app. However, there's some scrutiny as citizens' privacy is concerned. It's currently being touted by health officials as being so secure that even government ministers can use it. But in Germany, the privacy is a huge deal there because it is a constitutional right for their citizens. A citizen there has the right to their own data all the way till post-mortem. Like even after their death, they have the right to their own data. So an app like this that uses GPS and bounces off of cell towers has been a point of contention for citizens who are a bit skeptical to use it. Now, of course, like a lot of the other European coronavirus tracing apps, it pings off of people's phones and lets people know if someone else tests positive for it and can let the user know how long of an exposure they had, whether it was 15 minutes or more or less, and the specific area where they were when they contracted it. So again, this is a point of contention in the nation of Germany. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted. Frederick Richter, who is the head of the Foundation for Data Protection, which is an independent organization, his point that he was making was that this app or the way that it works is very similar to China's surveillance system. So there's kind of a point of contention there. And he mentioned not only in terms of Chinese surveillance, but even right there in Germany, he harkened back to the previous dictators and leaders that would track folks in Germany and would use the data to kind of target dissidents and what they call undesirables. So he's kind of issuing a warning, like this is not an end all be all, and for citizens to be careful. Now, as of right now, the accuracy of the app is at about 80%. They recently were able to identify 80% correctly people who had tested positive for COVID-19 and correctly trace the source. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted. Now, jumping over to the United States, as COVID-19 is concerned, the US has basically cut its vaccine candidates in half, at least the financial support. They originally were financially supporting 14 vaccine candidates, but they've narrowed it down to 7. The Department of Health and Human Services made that announcement in a press call on Tuesday. So as of right now, there's about 5 companies that we can share with you that was reported to Reuters. The list includes AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Merck & Co., Sanofi, and Moderna Inc. You guys heard us talk about Moderna several weeks ago and the fact that they were able to enter into phase 2 of their vaccine trials. So as of right now, the projected completion of a vaccine is still projected for January. However, as you guys heard us report here, President Trump launched Operation Warp Speed last month to kind of hurry that process along so that we can have a vaccine by the end of the year. So continue to watch this space. We'll continue to keep you posted. Now, here in the state of Florida, as it relates to COVID-19, Governor Ron DeSantis has vowed in his press conference on Tuesday that he will not shut the state down again. He is going to continue to keep the state open, as he mentioned that society needs to continue to function. Despite the huge spikes that we have seen in recent weeks due to protesting, the increase in testing, which that was his main reason for the increase in numbers during his press conference yesterday. He mentioned it was due to the increase in testing in highly vulnerable areas such as nursing homes and prisons. Now, from June 4th to June 11th, Florida saw over 8,800 new cases. Just within the last 2 days, Florida has seen over 4,500 new cases. So we here at Florida National News continue to urge you, wherever you are, even if you're not in the state of Florida, wherever you are, please continue to practice the health guidelines. Wash your hands often, practice social distancing, wear your mask, wear your gloves. And for those in the state of Florida, Governor DeSantis is saying he is not going to require wearing a mask because, according to him in the press conference yesterday, that requirement would be applied unevenly. So he was mentioning he's letting the citizens do that, like just continue to practice your social distancing and all the other health guidelines. Now, that does it for our COVID-19 stories. So for right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break and be back with some non-COVID-19 stories for you guys. Come back.
All this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Evening News Rundown here at Florida National News. Now, for a non-COVID-19 story here in the United States, President Trump signed an executive order on policing reform. This took place on Tuesday, and it's aimed at curbing police brutality by directing federal dollars to those police departments that meet certain credentialing standards on the use of force. So his approach is more so a financial incentive for police departments to do the right thing. Now, the requirements within the executive order, it would make it harder for police officers who have a troubled history from getting hired by other police departments, because we've seen in history that some jump from department to department. The executive order would give police departments a financial incentive to adopt best practices and encourage programs in which social workers join the police when they respond to nonviolent calls, such as anything involving mental health, addiction, and homeless issues. So that is a plus. The president's executive order also requires the Attorney General to create a database tracking terminations, criminal convictions, and civil judgments against law enforcement officers that use excessive force. And it encourages participation by providing certain grants only to those agencies that submit the required information. So this is a bit more some would say it's a little more bureaucratic. However, in terms of the funding, it's good that it's using grant funding. Now, the national database would also force some departments into more transparency. Again, this is paperwork, so it would require a little more transparency from police departments and some accountability. But like other national clearinghouses, it would depend on the locality's willingness to participate, because this is something that the president is leaning on local municipalities to enforce. This is an executive order, so he's saying, hey, locally, these are the standards that we want to see. So it instructs the Justice Department, however, to push local police departments to be certified by a, quote, reputable, independent credentialing body. So this lends itself to what we were talking about before in terms of citizen review boards and other bodies such as that. The executive order also, in a way, bans chokeholds, but not fully. So again, this comes down to more of the local departments. Now, it encourages local departments to ban chokeholds through financial incentives. So again, the president is saying, let's incentivize the police departments to do the right thing. So that's a quick update where law enforcement is concerned. And that was one part of the discussion as the overall protesting and Black Lives Matter movement is concerned. Jumping here to Florida, the other side of what we're seeing in the Black Lives Movement argument is in terms of the reminders of slavery and history. So in Lake County, they're reconsidering the positioning of a Confederate statue that they had before. They had taken it down. It was a Confederate statue of General Edmund Kirby Smith they took it down, and it's going to be replaced by a statue of Mary McLeod Bethune, of course, the founder of Bethune-Cookman, what became Bethune-Cookman University. However, the statue, Lake County has decided they were going to put it in one of their historic museums, and they decided, no, we're gonna hold off on that. So originally, the Confederate statue was originally in front of the courthouse in Tavares, and they decided to go ahead and remove it. So that is a bit of an update for you guys where that is concerned. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with your business, sports, and entertainment news. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
Welcome back, guys. Thanks for continuing to tune in. For your business story today, 7-Eleven has decided to cancel Free Slurpee Day for this year. Of course, the Free Slurpee Day would take place July 11th, which is sort of the birthday or anniversary for 7-Eleven. However, not all is lost. They're deciding to do something a little different and equally meaningful. Obviously, due to COVID-19, a lot of families were struggling with food shortage and staying fed during the quarantine. As such, 7-Eleven is actually choosing this year to dedicate their funding. They're going to donate 1 million meals to Feeding America, which of course is the country's largest hunger relief charity. So they'll be using that. They'll be using the funding to be able to help those who are still struggling to find meals in this time, particularly folks who still haven't been able to work yet and have those financial struggles. And for those who are still fiending for their Slurpees, what they're going to do actually is for the 33 million of its 7 Rewards loyalty app users, they're going to get a free Slurpee coupon that will be redeemable throughout the month. So you still technically get your free Slurpee. You just won't necessarily be able to get it right there on the day by walking into the store. They're going to make sure if you use the app, they're going to make sure you get your free Slurpee. And if you don't have the app and you want a free Slurpee, there you go. That's the incentive to download the app and become a member of their 7 Rewards loyalty club. All right, now jumping into your sports story, which kind of ties into our COVID-19 stuff. Dr. Fauci is actually advising Major League Baseball to not extend their season all the way into the fall, because as we've heard him mention over the last few months in terms of the way COVID-19 behaves, cold weather is actually advantageous to the virus. So he's advising the MLB to make sure to keep their play as close to in the summer as possible. And the league themselves, they want to make sure to end the season in September, in late September. However, the MLB Players Association, with the negotiations that have been going on back and forth, the season would extend out into the end of October because the players wanted to negotiate for more games so they can earn more revenue or more income rather. And you've heard Casey talk about this back and forth with the FNN Sports Take. You'll likely hear her talk about it again tonight. She's itching for the baseball, but kind of skeptical as to whether or not the season will start. However, that does it for the sports segment. So we're going to take one last very quick commercial break and then come back with your entertainment story and wrap with that. Stay tuned.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing, so good. As in quality ingredients, used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
Welcome back, guys, as we wrap up with our entertainment story. Music producer Pharell Williams is pushing to make Juneteenth a state holiday in Virginia right now. He did a press conference on Tuesday with Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, and they basically want to propose to make Juneteenth or June 19th this coming Friday, the day that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. They want to make it an official state holiday. As of right now, the only state that currently celebrates it as a state holiday is Texas, or the first state was Texas. So during the press conference, Pharrell is a native of Virginia Beach. So this means a lot to him to be able to make this proposal, and particularly if it comes true, to be able to, lead, as he put it. This is our chance to lead, to truly embrace the importance of Juneteenth and to treat it as a celebration of freedom that Black people truly deserve, end quote. This is what he said during the press conference. According to the governor, according to Northam, all state employees will be given a paid day off to celebrate the newly minted holiday. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. And as you've heard us talk about, several other corporations have already begun doing that, even aside from state governments or the federal government. Nike has joined in with this. Twitter, the National Football League, Target, and Square, which is the other corporation that Jack Dorsey owns in addition to Twitter, they've announced that they're going to make Juneteenth a company holiday as well. So that does it here for us at the Evening News Rundown. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to like us on Facebook. You can find us at Florida National News, at FNN News TV, and at FNN News Live. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube. You'll find us there at Florida National News as well. And be sure to click the little bell icon so you get all the notifications for all of our shows. You guys will see me again tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the FNN Politics and Power show. And again, just a quick reminder, if you are a small business and you're basically on your way back out from the COVID-19 quarantine and you want to get some attention to your business, Florida National News is currently offering 20 free commercial spots right now. So if you want to run commercials during our programming, be sure to email jennifer.rosario@floridanationalnews.com to learn more or to let her know, and we'll be able to get your commercial running here on our program. Please be sure that the commercials are 15 or 30-second spots, but we look forward to running your commercials if this is something you're interested in. But that does it for me here at the Evening News Rundown. And please be sure to stay tuned here at Florida National News because it is a Wednesday. So at 8 p.m. tonight, you will see Casey Hudson with the FNN Sports Take. But that does it for me. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.